Welcome back to the Hot Desk. Entries are now open for the Blas na hEireann Awards, which are the Irish Food Awards, which recognise the very best of local Irish producers. Now, Waterford did particularly well at the awards last year. 11 of our producers picked up medals. They were the Granville Hotel, the Sea Gardener, Pure Food Company, Medze Middle Eastern Foods, Pip and Pear Baby Foods, Dawn Meats, the Hartree Kitchen, Carter's, Dessert First, Coffee House Lane and Legacy Irish Cider. And I'm delighted to say I have Liam McDonnell from Legacy Irish Cider here with me in studio.
Hi, Julie.
Thanks, Liam. So this is, we'll talk a little bit about the awards first of all. As I say, last year you were one of those who picked up a medal.
Yeah.
Has it made much of a difference to your business in the intervening year, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's just a stamp of approval. But we had a really good year last year. We got 4 awards. Like we got it from the Old Tech, which is a beer festival. We got it from the Bath and West. It's a UK festival, and that's kind of like the pinnacle of cider competitions, because it's over in the UK, but it wasn't recognised here in Ireland. And we got Great Taste, which is recognised very much. But Blas na hEireann, once you get a medal from Blas, everyone sits up and looks at you in Ireland. It's like the Oscars of Irish food.
Great. So does that mean, and I mean, you mentioned there the award from the UK. I mean, cider production in the UK is a much bigger industry than it is in Ireland as well, isn't it? Yeah,
well, it's the home of it. Like, that's where cider has started. There's no other place that goes back as far as, commercially anyway, goes back as far as the UK. So, and they're kind of, they're at the cutting edge of cider. So to win an award over there was quite an achievement, really. For me, for an Irish producer, I was really delighted with that. But then to get it backed up by Blas na hEireann is excellent. Yeah,
so what has it meant? Has it brought you into new markets?
Yeah, I suppose it's just recognition. People, you've arrived. When you hit, when you get a Blas na hEireann medal, your product is up to that high level. So more people can talk to you. More restaurants will trust your product. There's a trust and a confidence in what you're doing, and they can engage with you. So that's a kind of a collaboration. And it was Margaret Fleming now from Dessert First, who was the one who organised all of the Blas winners. You said there was 11 of us all together, and we kind of had a group, and we'd photographs and all of that. And there's been certain collaboration between us with that, because this is all the high end of food producers in Waterford. So it's great to get that recognition that Waterford is kind of is boxing above its weight.
Yeah, absolutely. And how does it work then? So would you have that medal? It has a year stamp on it, does it? Would you apply again the following year? Would you kind of...
Yeah, you
expire as such. Yeah, you have to keep going.
You do. Every year you go in and you just hope you can get another medal. I think it's 2 years you can have the medal on your bottle or whatever. Right. So that's fair enough. After that you take it off. But you just try and keep going. I've a new product this year now. So I've entered the a new product that was released at Christmas, which is a sweeter cider. It's called Medium Blend. And it's completely different to my original one. And I also have one that's made in a cask whiskey. I'll tell you about that later on. But so you enter all of these, and you just hope that you'll, achieve a gold medal.
And how do they do the judging?
Well, the judging is all blind tasting. They have a really good panel. They get the top end judges from all different industries, and it's pure blind, which is really fair. So there could be 10 or 12 different ciders per category. You might have a sweet category or a dry category, and the judges don't see any of the marketing material at all. The only thing that they see is you write a little note describing your cider, your product, and they'll read that, and then they'll taste it, and they don't have a clue. They see it in the glass, the colour of it, and so on, and they smell it and taste it, and that's it. So it's really fair, you know.
Yeah, lovely job.
And I don't know then if they go through different rounds of tasting or how that works. But the process seems very fair. Yeah,
and you mentioned you brought out a sweeter cider at Christmas time. You also did the mulled cider as well.
The mulled cider was brilliant. Oh my God, that really took off, yeah. So that was kind of like a ready-to-go package. It was 3 bottles in a pack, and the bottle in the middle was the actual the syrup That was the mulled cider syrup, and the other 2 bottles were just standard bottles of Legacy. And you just chuck the 3 bottles into a pot and heat it up, and it was brilliant. It was really nice. Mulled wine can be a little bit rich and kind of viscous, but this was really nice because it was light and really warm, with loads of spices in it, and it was great for Christmas. We had a load of it, but people kept coming back to me telling me that it was something unique, you know.
Great. So you're getting lots of positive feedback for your products, which is obviously really good. And I imagine this is coming up to a very busy time of year now. I mean, we've had glorious weather recently.
Yeah.
Let's hope that continues into the summer.
Yes. It's funny, like once the sun shines, people just think about cider, and I think that's not just Ireland. I think that's everywhere. Cider's a great drink during the summer. It's nice and light and easy. Like you wouldn't be drinking too much stout in really hot days. So yeah, cider's great for me. It's our sales peak, and we've been really, really busy just preparing for it. We've got different promotions and marketing material and all of that kind of stuff. And because, in fairness, once it's great to produce a really good product and you're proud of that, the business does not stand alone on that. You really have to push the product very hard, and you have to be very smart about it as well. And so we've been working very hard to keep it going, you know.
Yeah, well, it's a very, very competitive market, and you're up against some really big players who do have, I mean, you mentioned marketing and promotions, who do have huge marketing promotional budgets.
And
I suppose to carve a space for your product on the shelves is a difficult job.
Yeah, it's quite a challenge, and like it's a very fair process in a way. The market that we're all involved in, that it's hardest at the start. To the energy that's required. It's like, you know, when a plane goes into flight, it's the energy to get it off the ground that's immense. And once you get it up, and once you get some bit of momentum in it, it takes along itself. Its own momentum is going to carry it. But the effort to start up a business and get it going is huge. And we're all it's the same for everyone. It's the same tide. So it's I really admire anyone who can make it work. Yeah, it's a battle, and we're all there. There's a great amount of support out there in Waterford, and I presume around the country as well. There's micro business networks. There's Founder Friday. There's all different groups, and you've got the government groups like Local Enterprise Office and Leader and so on. So there's great support, which wasn't there years ago at all.
How long are you doing this now?
I'm doing it 2 years full time. Yeah, so it's they call it beer years. So 2 years is, you know, donkey years. It's the equivalent of like, oh my God, you age so much in it. Like.
Well, they say the first 3 years, and it takes 3 years for a business to wash its face often.
Yes, yeah. 3 years, and then within the first 5 years, you want to kind of hit break even within that period. Like you're right, 3 years is the time to do it, because if you're not hitting break even within a 3-year period, you're hemorrhaging money. So you need to hit it within that time. And there's so many different levers that are involved in it. You know, you've got your production, you've got your sales, your marketing, your finance, all of these different levers.
And how much of all that do you do yourself now?
Yeah, I'm involved in, you know, I'm involved in all of that, like, yeah. But like I have, in that area, I've Graham is working with me on production. Gemma is kind of over sales, and she's fabulous. And then Bev is in the office, and she does all the finance as well. But at the same time, you're over it, like, you know. Yeah. But it's great. I love doing it. It's an incredible challenge, and it's going to be tremendous satisfaction for me and for all the team when we achieve this. And
when you go to Blas and get another medal this year.
Yeah, get another medal, exactly.
For your new products. And tell us about some exciting collaboration that you mentioned as well. Tell us more.
Yeah, well, this is one of the brilliant things a food drink in any area really, but you collaborate with others. So I've been collaborating with, the first one was Pierce Lyne's whiskey in Dublin. A friend of mine, Martin Malarkey, he had some bourbon casks, and he said, why don't you throw a bit of cider into those? So I did, and I put the dry cider in there and just put it in raw, and took it out 3 months later, and it is fabulous. Oh my God, it is just, you've got beautiful kind of a sweet toffee, caramel, kind of smoky leather, vanilla, you know, all this is going through it, all different layers of complexities in it. It is fabulous. So I have that now, and it's not ready to go yet. I need to blend it slightly just to finish it off, and that's a great part of cider making, just to bring on the product to its end. So I really enjoy that. And then Peter Mulroney in Blackwater Distillery, I'm working with Peter. Peter's after giving me 5 whiskey barrels, so I'm going to fill those, and we're going to do a blend of that and see how that one works out. And then I'm giving the barrels back to Peter, and he'll probably put some other kind of whiskey back in that and see how that works out with him. And then it'll come back to me again.
I love the sound of this.
It's great.
Because he does great flavours, doesn't he? With all his Blackwater gins and producing all sorts, gins and vodkas, and now laterally whiskey.
Well, whiskey now. I mean, whiskey. Peter's a big whiskey connoisseur, and he's an avid historian, so he knows everything about it. And whiskey's Peter's big thing, and he has that maturing now. So he's really watched the space with Peter. He's one of the great disruptors in the market, and I think he's going to bring something really, really new and innovative.
Yeah, and great for yourself then to be linking up with him as well, and seeing how
Peter.
You can
great,
help each other.
Help each other, and that's the great part of the innovation of it, and the experimentation as well is fantastic.
Brilliant.
Well,
listen, Liam, we'll talk to you again. Best of luck. Tell us this. We should maybe mention we mentioned that the awards are open for entry now, and the closing date for that is the 15th of June.
Yes.
So you have until then to enter. And when do the awards actually take place then? It's the end of the year, is it?
I think it's in October. It's down in Dingle. A bit of a trek now, but it's great. Go down for the weekend.
Yeah, great fun last year, I'm sure.
Yeah, great fun last year. And it's just go down, and the awards, they take a full day. But we drive around for the morning, and then in the afternoon we went in and for the awards. But Dingle's fabulous, And there's a food festival on the same weekend, so there's great celebration. But if you do have a product that you think is up to that standard, definitely enter it in, and it's a very, very fair process. So if it's that good, you'll have a good chance.
Let's see if we can raise that haul from 11,
from 11
producers winning last year for Waterford, and let's see if we can get that up to 12 or above. Lovely to chat to you, Lee McDonnell. Thanks so much for coming in.
Okay, thanks.